pambansa. Alam nyo, tayo mga Pinoy certified na pang world class ang ganda at galing. Hindi lang sa sports, entertainment at mga beauty pageants, namamayagpag din ang bandila ng Pilipinas. Ngayong umaga dito sa Pambansang Almusal, makakasama natin ang mga kabataan na pang world class ang talino at galing. Kasama natin ang first virtual robot skills world champion. Ang Team Pilipinas din ang nagnasa unang rank sa elementary at middle school sa Arrowhead Robotics 2021 Rise Above season. Welcome sa Pambansang Almusal, Arrowhead Robotics. At kasama natin dito sina Bianca Casimiro, Gio Hernandez, Alonso Pioquinto, and Gian Casimiro. Good morning.
Thank you.
So first, can you please tell us more about your group? Sino bang pwedeng introduce sa amin about Arrowhead Robotics and how was your group formed?
I can introduce Arrowhead Robotics. So before Arrowhead Robotics was formed, all four of us are part of the robotics team of our school, De La Salle, Santiago, Isabela. And so we were able to join various national and international robotics competitions. But I can say that we grew more as a family and more as a robotics team once we formed Arrowhead Robotics. And that's really where we were able to learn more things through the mistakes that we made. And we weren't afraid to make mistakes because we knew that we had the support of our parents who also acted as our coaches.
Mm-hmm. Now, how long has the team been competing?
Arrowhead Robotics has been competing for 3 years now. In 2019, we went to the USA to represent our country. In 2020, Vex Worlds was cancelled because of the pandemic, but this year, we will represent the country in the upcoming World Championship via live remote connection.
Mm-hmm. And now, since you already mentioned that you'll be competing on May 23, if I'm not mistaken, for the Vex Robotics World Finals, what are your preparations so far and how challenging is it since everything's going to be online? Anyone can answer. Maybe we can ask Gio.
We had several meetings and we discussed what the design will be, the most efficient in completing the objective, which is to score as many points as you can in 1 minute. We tested many different robot ideas until we got the best possible robot design for the game. This robot design got us Arrowhead Robotics to the number one spot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great to hear that. How about for the others? What are the difficulties and the challenges? Challenges since the meetings are online, the preparations are online as well. Maybe we can ask who wants to answer that question? Any area where you're having difficulties with? Gian?
So a challenge that we currently have is being apart because it's harder to get together because of the pandemic and we have to stay home as much as possible to prevent us from getting the virus.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it's hard for us to get together, we always try our best to achieve higher scores and get a higher rank.
Okay. So now, question for Alfonso, how are you managing your studies and being part of the team as well? Like, how do you balance your time and the responsibilities you have?
Due to the pandemic, our classes were held online from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. When classes end, I make sure to do the homework before the scheduled training. Once it is time for the training, I mainly focus on practicing and strategizing.
Mm-hmm. How about for the others? Let's go back to Gian. How about you, Gian? How is your day like when it comes to your schedule with the practices or your trainings, and at the same time the meetings you have, and then you still have your classes? Gian?
So before the pandemic, our class was always until 3 or 4 p.m. Then after that, we have our extracurricular activities.
Mm-hmm.
My teammates and I are either part of our school's football team, basketball team, floorball team, and advanced math. And my sister Bianca is even a ballerina at Ballet Philippines. So over the years of balancing our time between school and our extracurricular activities, I can say that we've all developed the skill of time management.
Mm-hmm. How about for you, Bianca? Since it was already mentioned that you're a ballerina as well, is that correct?
Yes, po.
So how do you manage everything? And what are the adjustments since the past years you've been competing physically? You get to see each other, prepare together, but now everything's online. So what are the adjustments you had to go through? And at the same time, again, being a ballerina and being in the robotics team, how are you balancing your time?
So as Gian said, through the years, we've developed our time management. So we learned how to allot time for each activity that so that like we have enough time and we're not completely abandoning this one activity because it's what we love to do. And so also because of the pandemic, we had to practice all the safety measures to make sure that even though we're hosting our trainings almost the same way as we did before, we also had to prioritize the safety and health of each member and our families as well. And so I'm glad that we are able to adjust in that aspect.
Mm-hmm. And now, with the team's upcoming performance or presentation, what do you hope to tell everyone? The message that you want to send to everyone, especially to your fellow Filipinos? Bianca.
So because of the pandemic, a lot of us tend to feel disheartened or we tend to lose motivation. Like us ourselves, we have encountered a lot of huge obstacles that made us want to give up. But what the past years of trainings have taught us was that great efforts are rewarded in the end. And so in this VEX competition, it's a really huge event, and we're competing against big names from like teams from America, China, Japan, and sometimes we have thoughts that like, are we good enough, or can we compete at their level as well? Um, so even sometimes our trainings, it sometimes starts at 8 a.m. in the morning, and it sometimes reached until 12 a.m. in the morning as well. So it really tends to get tiring and draining for us. But then we learned that all our hard work eventually paid off at the end, looking at our team standings now. And so what we want to say is that to everyone out there, no matter who you are or where you're from, if you set a goal and work towards it, you can achieve it.
Mm-hmm. Well said, Bianca. Now, finally, any message to our viewers and at the same time your family and your coaches? So we'll start with Alonso. Final message, Alonso?
Oh.
Or if not, you can just go to Gian. Gian, any message to your family, your friends, and to everyone who's been supporting you guys?
Everyone supporting us, our family, friends, and yeah, fellow robotics competitors. Always try your best, and thank you for always supporting us through everything, and thank you for helping us achieve our goal to be number one in the world, both this year and last year.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us this morning. We will be cheering for you, rooting for you guys, and we wish you all the best. Again, good luck, Arrowhead Robotics.